What is up, everyone? This video, I want to show you how to wake up early and not feel tired. Over the last 30 days, I have done 5 a.m. wake-ups every day, including weekends. This is inspired by Matt D'Avella's channel, where he put himself through a back-to-back 30-day habit challenge through an entire year. And the game plan is really simple. Every 30 days, I'll challenge myself to a brand new habit, and if I like it, I'll keep it. And throughout that process, I'll document all the good things, the bad things, the many times I messed up, and the final step-by-step blueprint on how to build that habit. The only rule is that as long as I don't break the habit 2 days in a row, I get to have a timeout so that I don't let building the habit get in the way of enjoying my life. And to that, I say challenge accepted, and the first experiment I did for myself is 5 a.m. wake-ups. Now before we get started, make sure you destroy that like button so that I can tell my Asian parents and friends that you don't just have to be a doctor, engineer, or an investment banker. Being a YouTuber is not too bad too. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so I'll break the video into a couple parts. First, I'll talk about the results from the last 30 days, how I felt, where I messed up, why I chose this habit. And then the last part of this video is going to be my exact step-by-step blueprint after the last 30 days, how I've made building this habit easier. Now, let's talk about why this habit first. Now, waking up at 5 a.m. has always been I wouldn't say a dream of mine, but I always wanted to do it because I wanted the psychological advantage that while everyone is sleeping, I want to be working. I want to be working my craft, taking care of my body, and I wanted to feel like while everyone is just about to wake up, my day has already started 2-3 hours ago, and that puts me in a state that I just feel more advantageous. And I've also realized that between 7 to 9 is my most productive hours. No phone calls, no text messages, no emails. So it's only logical for me to wake up so early to prepare myself for my most productive hour between 7 to 9. All right, so the plan is actually really simple. So for 30 days, I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and as soon as I wake up, I'll have my coffee or a cup of water and I'll go straight to the gym. And I'm aiming to get to my office anywhere between 7 to 7:30 to prepare for my most productive hours, which is 7 to about 9.
Okay, so out of the 30 days, I messed up 6 times.
Let me explain why. I teach digital marketing course on Monday and Wednesday nights. And because I teach on a weeknight, I actually don't get home until 11 o'clock. My sleep for that night is anywhere between 4 to 5 hours if I'm lucky, if I still want to wake up at 5 a.m. And this is actually also compounded by January is a very busy season for me and my business because this is the time where we choose which clients we're going to work with for the rest of the year. Now, if you're curious about my business, I'll put a link somewhere here. It's called Satro Marketing. Basically, we do digital marketing consulting for e-commerce businesses or small to medium-sized businesses. What ended up happening is that even though Monday and Wednesday nights I'm teaching, I actually end up working really late on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday nights as well. That really didn't help the habit at all because you really need adequate sleep. But on a positive note, I felt a lot more productive, very alert. And as weird as it sounds, I actually lost some weight. Now, I don't know if I lost weight because I was working long hours and didn't eat properly, or I just put in a lot more time in the gym. Now, because I put in a lot more time in the gym, I was finally able to do a muscle up that I've been dreaming of for months. And I'll cue the video now. And to be honest, I absolutely love the silence in the morning. No text messages, no emails, no phone calls, and not fighting anyone in the gym for gym equipment. But it also has its own drawbacks. I'm sharing the house with a couple people at the moment, and my walls are actually quite thin, and we have some sensitive sleepers at home. So that means when you interrupt people's sleep multiple times during the week, people are gonna get pretty angry at you. It's understandable as well. Not to mention that my girlfriend has to deal with me waking up so early as well because I'm unintentionally waking her up. So it definitely has its own drawbacks as well. Now I got that out of the way, I'm at the end of this experiment now. And I finally had a chance to reflect on the last 30 days on how I could have done things a little bit better. Here are some of the findings that I have. If you're living with other people and you want to tackle the 5 a.m. wake up challenge, make sure you communicate that beforehand with other people in the household. Now, if you're living by yourself, don't worry about it. This doesn't really apply to you, but at least for me, I live with other people, so that was really important. Now, as stupid as it sounds, you actually do need adequate sleep. I found that for myself, anywhere between 7 to 8 hours are really good for me. Make sure that whatever amount of hours of sleep that you need to get that amount of sleep, and preferably the same time every night. You need to train your body to start entering into that sleep mode at the same time. Otherwise, your quality of sleep is pretty awful, to be honest. Which actually leads me to my next point, that you need to avoid screen time 30 to 40 minutes before bed. I found that like when I have screen time before bed, I'm still thinking about a lot of different things. I'm still very stimulated, and I find that going to sleep is actually really hard for me. And when I tried avoiding screen time 30 to 40 minutes beforehand, I actually find it a lot easier to fall asleep. The last couple points is that you need to pre-plan your morning beforehand. To wake up at 5 a.m., everything starts at the night before. You need to plan exactly what you're going to do when you wake up, so that when you wake up, you just follow the plan and it's really easy. You also need to prepare the physical things on the table. So for example, if you're going to the gym, then your gym clothes needs to be somewhere that you can just grab and go. The more you plan, the more you prepare, the easier, the less friction is going to be when you wake up at 5 and carry on with your whatever the plan that you have. Now in the next part of this video, I've consolidated all my learnings into a 5-step process so that you can wake up early and not feel tired at all. Now everything on this list, I've actually tried it myself, and this is what works best for me right now. So what I recommend you to do is take what works, try for yourself, and incorporate what works into your routine. Now I'm gonna name the 5 steps first, and then I'll explain each part. Now the 5 steps consist of, you need to understand exactly why you're waking up so early first. Number 2, you need to get enough sleep, and preferably the same time every night. Number 3, you need to have a very tight pre-bed routine. Now I'll explain that more in just a second. Number 4, you usually need to hydrate yourself very well right after you wake up. Number 5, I like to go straight to the gym after I wake up. And number 6 is totally optional, and I will reveal that in just a second as well. Now the first part is understanding why you're waking up so early. This really helps to basically pull you out of bed. Now for me, I already mentioned that I like to have the psychological advantage that while everyone is just getting up, my day has already started. I have done everything that I need to do to prepare myself, and I'm prepped for my most productive hours, which is 7 to 9. That's my why in terms of why I want to wake up so early. Number 2, it goes without saying that you really do need adequate sleep to consistently wake up at 5 a.m. and not feel tired at all. I can almost promise you that if you don't get enough sleep consecutively, there's a price to pay for that, and you have to pay that back when it comes to getting enough sleep. Make sure you get enough sleep, and I promise you that waking up at 5 a.m. will not be that hard. Now number 3, which is probably the most important part of this process, is a very tight pre-bed routine. Now one of the first things that it consists of when it comes to my pre-bed routine is a very hot drink. Now my hot drink is, I know it sounds childish, but it's soy milk, turmeric, and cinnamon. Now milk contains tryptophan, which is an essential ingredient to create serotonin and melatonin, which is a key molecule for influencing how you sleep. Cinnamon, it just tastes good, and I just like to add it into my milk, and it's really up to you, to be honest. Turmeric is meant to be anti-inflammatory, tons of antioxidants, as well as it just lowers my anxiety. I'm no doctor, I've just done my own research on the internet, so make sure you do your own research as well. Now, you need to try that for yourself. I usually like to go with a hot drink before I go to bed. Now, as part of my pre-bed routine, I like to plan out what happens the next day. Basically, the first an hour and a half of when I'm waking up. As long as I have that pre-planned and physically prepare everything, I usually find that really helps me to stick to my habit. When I don't have that plan, it's chaotic. It's really hard to stick to the habit, and waking up is really hard. I don't want to make that any harder on myself. No screen time, 30 to 40 minutes before bed. And this part is also optional. I like to think about what I'm grateful for right before I go to bed. You can try that for yourself. That has what worked out for me. So my pre-bed routine is a hot drink, and it's pre-planning everything and preparing everything the night before. No screen time, 30 to 40 minutes beforehand. And also, I like to think about what I'm grateful for the night before. That has worked out really well for me, and I'm gonna stick to that routine for pre-bed. Now, number 4, which is hydration right after you wake up. Usually you feel really tired because over a long period of time, your body's quite dehydrated. It's coffee for me. I just like to have a really hot cup of coffee, and just black coffee in the morning. That has worked out really well for me. You can try that out for yourself, or you could just have a glass of water, whatever suits you. Number 5, in terms of my step-by-step process, is going to the gym. I'll go straight to the gym right after I wake up. It's exactly like that for me every single day. I get to have my exercise, I prepare, treat my body well. And number 6 is actually totally optional, and that's cold showers right after the gym. Like, I'm talking about ice cold showers. For me, what I realized is that right after the gym, cold showers put me in an extremely alert state. And to be honest, this is another habit on its own. And you should probably start off with warm showers in the beginning to not make 5 a.m. wake-ups like just awful things to do. But I think I'm at a point where I can incorporate cold showers and not feel too bad. But cold showers has really helped, not just putting myself into a really alert state. It also helps my muscles recover faster, my skin looks healthier, and to be honest, just a lot of good benefits with that. And number 6 is totally optional in this 5-step process. It's an extra step, but I found that having cold showers right after gym, mind blown. Now, you should try the step-by-step process and let me know how you feel. And if there's anything that I missed that you tried and it works really well for you, make sure you let me know in the comments below. We can have a conversation, and maybe I can try incorporate that into the routine and see if I feel even better, and maybe I can do an updated video on this as well. Now, my next 30-day experiment, I am tossing up between meditation for 10 minutes every day, journaling every day, or cold showers every day. I haven't decided yet, but if you want to be updated when I release my next video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click on the bell so that when I release my video, you'll be the first one to know. Also, make sure you destroy that like button so that I can finally afford to buy t-shirts that's not plain black.
Oh, no.
And until next time, thank you so much for watching this all the way to the end. See you soon.